New details about the person killed during a Greyhound bus shooting. The family of a man killed in Delano speaks out about the violent act. And we heard from the candidates in last night's Bakersfield mayoral debate. This is 17 News at Noon. Good afternoon, I'm Alex Fisher. We begin with new information about the woman killed in yesterday's mass shooting on a Greyhound bus. That deadly shooting happened early yesterday morning near the base of the Grapevine. CHP says the Greyhound bus was traveling from Los Angeles to the Bay Area. The trip was interrupted when shots were fired. The coroner says Lourdes Elena Vince was killed. She was from Colombia. 5 others were wounded. Meantime, we're learning more about the shooter. CHP says Anthony Devontae Williams from Maryland was arrested for murder and attempted murder. A motive is still unknown. Williams is being held in the downtown jail. He is due in court tomorrow. There were 43 passengers on board that Greyhound bus, including 2 children. They were all offered a chance to speak with trauma specialists. We caught up with one woman who's praising her fellow passengers for stopping the gunman.
The whole bus was dark, and then he was just standing in the middle of the aisle, same thing, still combative, argumentative, like not knowing who he was talking to, and then you just saw the moment when he raised his arm. But it all happened so quick. Like I feel like by the time I crouched down and then the shots had ceased, he was already off the bus.
Greyhound released a statement after the shooting. It reads in part, "Our thoughts and prayers go out to everyone and every family member impacted by the incident. Greyhound forbids any passenger from carrying guns on their buses as carry-on or in checked baggage, but it is not clear whether passengers were screened before departing Los Angeles." Overnight, the parents of a Delano man who was shot and killed on Friday are pleading for the violence to stop. 21-year-old Adam Guillen and 4 others were shot on Hyatt Avenue, where they had gone to remember a friend who died in a car crash back in November. Guillen died at the scene. The others remain hospitalized. Guillen's parents say he had no enemies. In fact, they say everyone knew him, loved him, and they're asking for an end to the bloodshed.
All these shootings are just senseless. There's nothing good that's coming out of it except a bunch of hurting, grieving, mourning families. And we just want it to end.
Guillen's family started a GoFundMe page to help pay for the funeral. We've included it in a link on our website, kget.com. Meantime, if you have any information on this shooting, call Delano Police. All right, we're going to take a look at your forecast now with Kevin Charette. And if you've stepped outside today, you've noticed a little chilly outside. I've kept the jacket around all day for the most part, Kev.
Yeah, we're looking at another chilly start to the afternoon. A little bit of a haze due to the air quality being moderate, but we are clear. Still holding on to the 40s right now, but you can see on satellite and radar nothing to show you. We're at 48 degrees in Bakersfield under a calm wind at this time. As we take a look at the temperatures, we will reach the lower 50s this afternoon, but another cold night ahead. And you can see mid-30s by midnight. For Tehachapi, 39 degrees right now, a southeast wind at 16, so a little bit breezy. And as we take a look at the day here and the temperatures, we're looking at lower 40s and then 20s return by this evening. We'll talk much more about that coming up in a few minutes.
All right, Kev, thanks so much. 17 News is your local election headquarters, and you saw it here on TV 17 last night. KGET hosted a live mayoral debate. 4 candidates shared their visions for Bakersfield. The candidates spoke on a range of issues from homelessness to public safety to the role of Bakersfield mayor. The debate featured incumbent Mayor Karen Go, who has served as mayor since 2017. Challenging her, Dr. Gregory Tatum, a veteran and pastor of Change Community Church in downtown Bakersfield, Joseph Caporale, who is a Korean War veteran, and filmmaker and businessman Mark Hudson, a certified writing candidate. Here are just a few highlights.
I'm not a politician. I'm a man on a mission. I'm on a mission to unite the city by the hearts and to share the love of God. And I think the best way to do it is to listen to everyone that has a concern. I want to be for the people and mention that God loves everyone. So I think I'll bring a different perspective.
If the officer puts his badge on in the morning, we don't know if he's coming home. He does his job with all of his heart. And that means a lot to me. I wave at them. They're not the enemy. That's my friend. And I want people to understand that about our police department. They're great people.
Instead of building the shelter, build something more of a rehab situation where it's a forced situation. It's not going to be something you can walk in and walk out of. If you're living on the streets, you go to this place. We'll pick you up, take you to this place. In there, you'll get rehab, detoxed. You'll get mental evaluation. You'll get social help. So when you do leave this establishment, you do have a place to go.
Truly, I bring my experience not only in this job, but as county supervisor working for years in the business community and also in community outreach, community service. I see as a goal bringing people together and then working really hard to achieve that. I look forward to working with all people from all communities. I would be honored to have your vote.
If you missed the debate, you can watch it this Saturday at 6 p.m. We also have it in full on our website and Facebook page. KGET will hold 3 more debates this month featuring candidates for 1st, 4th, and 5th district supervisors. Frustration is setting in for the Democratic presidential candidates who have campaigned in Iowa for months but have still not heard any official results from last night's caucus. NBC's Wendy Woolfolk has more.
After spending more than $68 million on ads across the Hawkeye state, this is not the outcome Democrats were expecting. Iowa still waiting on a winner after an unprecedented breakdown in reporting the returns of Monday's caucus. Officials with the state Democratic Party say a coding error is to blame and not a cyber intrusion.
The app failed. Precinct captains weren't able to report out their totals. Obviously the phone system also failed. We don't have indication from the Iowa Democratic Party that they have the paper trail on each of these votes, and that's supposed to be, the backup.
Pete Buttigieg and other candidates flew overnight to New Hampshire, hoping to build on the momentum from a self-proclaimed victory in Iowa.
Of course, frustrated and impatient like everybody, as I think the whole country is watching to see that prove out. We were looking at the internal numbers that we had and beginning to realize that something extraordinary had happened last night.
An extraordinary event that raises questions about the future of the Iowa caucuses.
We may be witnessing the last Iowa caucuses. I mean, this was already under threat, and I think this is just going to add to that.
Candidates in limbo as they try to convince a new round of voters in New Hampshire. The Iowa Democratic Party is planning to release the caucus results as soon as possible, but they say accuracy is still their ultimate goal. That's the latest here in Des Moines. I'm Wendy Woolfolk. Now back to you.
President Trump will give his State of the Union address later today. Administration officials say it will have an uplifting tone and focus on the great American comeback as the president lays out his plans for the year ahead. President Trump's State of the Union address last year ran 82 minutes long, which was the 3rd longest by any president in U.S. history. Former President Clinton was the last commander-in-chief to give a State of the Union address amid turmoil during his impeachment trial in 1999. You can watch the State of the Union tonight here on TV 17. It starts at 6 p.m. We will have an abbreviated newscast from 5 to 5:30, followed by NBC Nightly News with Lester Holt. A Bakersfield couple pulled over for a traffic violation in Morro Bay ended up being arrested for more crimes. Here's a look at Michael and Holly Mahoney. Police in Morro Bay say they were pulled over for not stopping at a stop sign. When officers looked up their records, they found both had warrants for their arrests. Police searched their car and found mail allegedly stolen from a business in Morro Bay, stolen credit cards, and fake IDs. Officers also found counterfeit $100 bills. Michael Mahoney is being held on bail. Well, still to come, concerns over the coronavirus continues. The new death toll from overnight and what officials in the U.S. say about the risk here. Welcome back now to the coronavirus. Hong Kong has reported its first death from the new virus that's swept neighboring China. 425 deaths have been reported in China, and there are more than 20,000 confirmed infections. Only 2 deaths have been reported outside of China. A Japanese cruise liner with more than 3,000 people on board is in its quarantine off Japan's coast after a passenger tested positive for the new virus. The passenger was tested after leaving the vessel while it was stationed in Hong Kong. Meantime, here in the U.S., the first patient to be diagnosed with the coronavirus in the U.S. is out of the hospital. There are 11 confirmed cases here in the U.S. 6 of those are here in California. U.S. health officials insist the coronavirus risk for most Americans is very low. All right, let's take a look to forecast one more time with Kevin Charette, who is looking. He's in the Weather Center, and
you'll know why I'm laughing
okay,
in a second. Right. He's looking over, going, "What is he laughing at?" First, we'll show you outside our studios, and you can see we've got clear skies looking off to the east. And now we'll show you why I was laughing, and take a look at the Wasco cam. It looks like a little bug decided to take a rest stop.
It's a monster bug.
Maybe grab lunch or something before they take off again. 48 degrees out there, so now you know I was chuckling. The bug just flew on the camera. And then we take you out to Armand, 49 degrees, so still relatively cold out there. And then Fraser Park, 33. And then Golden Hills still in the 30s. Overnight, we were at 29 degrees. This time of year, we should be at 41 degrees. So a far cry from that. Normal high today is 60, and the record 85 set back in 2009. We sit at 48 in Delano right now, 47 in Wasco, and then up into the mountains, we've got 30s and 40s, 39 in Tehachapi, 48 Lake Isabella, and we've got 40s out in the desert. Skies remain clear. No changes on that front as we go throughout the next several days, but another watch is in place for tonight. We've got the freeze watch tomorrow morning. Temperatures could dip between 27 and 31 degrees once again. So make sure you cover any sensitive vegetation, make sure the pipes are covered up, and make sure your animals have a warm place to sleep. As you can see on the regional view, it is a quiet afternoon for everybody. A few high clouds into northern California, but that is it. High pressure will gradually move east. We are tracking a system right now bringing some rain and even some snow into parts of Washington. We are also going to be tracking a system to come Sunday, but the models continue, and there it is, that area of low pressure. It's going to drop into the Pacific Northwest, bringing some snow, but it loses a lot of energy as it makes its way to the south and then grabs a little bit of moisture offshore down in Southern California. But right now, it doesn't look like a lot. In fact, these models continue to kind of pull back on the amount of rain we see, and you can see for Bakersfield, right around 1/10 of an inch, lighter amounts to the north, and then we get a little bit of surge of moisture down to the south, where LA could pick up right around 2/10 of an inch. So that's kind of what we're looking at right now. Air quality will be moderate for you today with an AQI at 55, and your temperatures will be right near 53 in Bakersfield, 52 in Delano, 50 in Taft. And then you can see those temperatures tonight back into those chilly 20s and 30s. And then for the mountains, 42 in Fraser Park, 41 in Tehachapi, and then 40s into the Kern River Valley, 48 Lake Isabella, Weldon at 50 tonight, back into the 20s. And for the desert, we'll look for 47 in Mojave. It's still a little bit breezy throughout the day. And we'll be looking at temperatures into the 20s, right near 30 for Mojave. And then we take a look at the extended forecast, and you can see here by Sunday and Monday, that slight chance of a shower in there. Temperatures are going to warm up back into the 60s. And then for the mountain forecast, we're in the 40s through tomorrow, then back right near 60 by Friday. A slight chance of showers coming in Sunday. And then for the Kern River Valley, we're looking at upper 60s by Friday. And Saturday, also a chance of a shower there late Sunday.
Not too bad of a forecast. It's just it's really cold in the morning.
It is going to be another chilly one tomorrow. So just be prepared and make sure you dress warm if you got to go anywhere.
All right, thanks, Kev. Yep. All right, this is a story that I know that you're going to like. Yeah,
right.
Cats and dogs are known for fighting, like you know, but a cheetah and lab have bonded at a New Jersey zoo.
Brave dog.
It is a very brave dog. Take a look at this. Meg Baker has the story.
What do you get when you mix a puppy with a predator? Comfort. Bowie the Labrador Retriever helps ease Nandi the cheetah's anxiety. The loud purring signals she is at ease.
So this is Nandi and her companion dog Bowie. They've been together since they were just a few weeks old.
Playmates from day one. Cheetahs are so shy that zoos around the country are giving them their own emotional support dogs. Bowie and his cheetah sister have been inseparable for more than a year, wrestling in the snow and sharing toys.
Bowie has a very important job here, which is to be kind of her confidence builder. So cheetahs are naturally skittish by nature, so one of the things that allows us to be able to bring her out and do educational presentations like this is having Bowie at her side.
Nandi looks to Bowie to make sure that everything's all right and that she's safe. Bowie has similar training to that of a therapy pet for humans.
He's very food motivated and he needs to be calm, so he's been exposed to a lot of different environments. Part of the reason he comes home with us at night is to get him exposed to all different scenarios, car rides, honking cars.
These best friends have a greater purpose. There are less than 7,000 cheetahs left in the wild in Africa. Part of the program at Turtleback Zoo is to educate people and inspire them to protect these big cats.
Definitely a unique friendship. All right, well, still to come, leaving the Golden State. Millennials are moving out of California at a record rate. The reason why they're leaving, coming up.
KGET Business Watch is brought to you by Grapevine MSP Technology Services, the Valley's leading IT service provider.
Welcome back and taking a live look at Wall Street on this Tuesday. The Dow Jones having a great day today. It is up 460 points. NASDAQ is up 200 and the S&P 500 is up 43. Meantime, checking all the prices, West Texas Intermediate is at $49.75 a barrel and Midway Sunset is $53.86 a barrel. The Golden State has lost its luster for people seeking a higher quality of living. California is losing residents by the thousands, led by exiting millennials. NBC's Jane Wells has more.
California used to be the place where everyone dreamed of going. Now people dream of leaving.
My economic situation there was not great.
Sydney Mulkey is a 30-year-old educator from Oakland who was living with her grandmother to make ends meet.
At one point I was working 3 jobs and I was just really tired. So that was kind of the last straw.
So she moved to Portland, Oregon, where she got the same job for more pay and was able to buy a brand new townhouse. Danielle and Scott Fortier are Los Angeles natives who picked up and moved their family and small business to Nashville.
We've been here about 6 months, and in that 6 months, we've already had 6 friends of ours, 6 couples, relocate to the same area also.
Now, these are not isolated examples. The Census Bureau says California had a net loss of 190,000 people last year. Now, that's a relatively small number, but it's growing.
People have this image of all these old people who are frustrated leaving, but actually the ones who are leaving are family age people 30 to 54, that group, that's the group that's leaving.
For the Fortiers, moving to Nashville has allowed them to save for retirement. Scott no longer has to work 80-hour weeks. They traded in this 3,100 square foot house on a small lot in L.A. for a larger house on 7 acres in Tennessee, which even includes a building for their business.
Property taxes in California were about $7,200 a year, and our property taxes here are $2,800 a year.
Migration out of California could have national implications. The state's unique culture of innovation took decades to build and benefited the entire country, attracting the best and brightest from around the world. That is not easily recreated somewhere else.
There is no substitute for California. When somebody moves from California to Dallas, they may live a better life. Will they have the same impact they would have had they been in California? I'm not so sure.
But do these millennials miss California?
I think leaving our family was the hardest part.
Yeah, I do. Especially on days like today when it's just rainy and gloomy and very dark at 7:30 in the morning.
But California's great weather may no longer be enough.
All right, we'll be back after this. Welcome back to 17 on Cent. Joining me this afternoon is Elaine McNerney with Dress for Success. Thanks so much for coming in. Appreciate it.
Nice to see you.
All right, it is. We've got the seasons changing, although
Absolutely.
It's a little cold right now.
Yeah, I know it's kind of weird weather.
A little weird weather right now. We're kind of in that saying where you're using both of your wardrobes, your winter clothes, your spring clothes.
Yep.
But Dress for Success, of course, has everything. It seems like
we do.
Let's talk a little bit about what Dress for Success is.
So what we do is help women get jobs, and so a lot of women go through some sort of a training program, or they've re-entered the workforce, they're trying to re-enter the workforce. They've come out of being at home for years, or whatever their situation is. They need a little help with that middle part of the resume, the interview, and the clothing, of course, to help them get past that first hurdle of getting a job interview.
Confidence is key too.
Confidence is absolutely key.
Sometimes just looking the part is like half the battle.
There's a lot of research that speaks about that 10 seconds, and how you look at it, how you feel, then how people perceive you and how they respond to you.
Right.
All kinds of data. But everybody could just think about their high school party. You walked in the door, everybody would give you a one's up, a one's down, thumbs up, thumbs down, and that's what happens in a job interview. And it's really sad that it's that quick, but it is. And so if we can help them feel better about that, then great.
And so what exactly do you do? Is it something where people who are looking for a job and kind of preparing for that interview come in, or is this something for everyone?
Well, we do take people by referral from our partner agencies. The biggest agency by far is Kern County Call Works program for women who are going back to work. But we also serve female veterans and various Department of Rehab. But of course, we have a number of different agencies, and so people can look at our website and say, "Oh, I belong to Bakersfield College or Cal State or whatever agency is going to send them to us."
Right.
Once we get that referral, we set an appointment for them, and it is their time, just their time, no kids, no friends, no nothing, to come in and be treated professionally and given that one-on-one attention that very often is lacking in kind of the whole, big warehouse feel of things. So we're very small. And in so doing, we miss some opportunities, but we have great opportunities because we have a completely one-on-one relationship with the woman, and then she can come back as often as she wants.
Now, that's what you do all the time.
No, yeah, that's what we do all day, all the time.
All the time. But you have a sale going on right now.
We do.
Kicks off today.
Yeah.
It kicked off like 2 hours ago.
Yeah, so Bakersfield has been incredibly generous with their clothing, and as the seasons change, we have to move things out. So, for instance, it's a little warm today. It was freezing cold last night, but we're trying to move out our winter stuff. So this is the winter sale. We're getting rid of our winter stuff if we can. So we have coats, but of course we have purses and bags and slacks and all kinds of fun shoes. And we even have hats because occasionally people want hats. We get things that are donated that aren't necessarily for work, like hats.
Right.
But you can get a cute little hat for the summer because it is coming.
It's coming. So again, the sale is happening through Saturday, and they will be open from 10 to 2. So come on down to Dress for Success here in downtown Bakersfield.
So we're open 10 to 5 during today through Friday, and then second Saturday, we're going to be open 10 to 2.
All right, perfect. Thanks so much for coming in.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
it.
Thank you for the opportunity.
All right, we are back after this. Welcome back. Tomorrow is the day. We're teaming up with local firefighters from both the city and county fire departments for our annual Hook and Ladder fundraiser. So come on down for $5. You get a burger, chips, cookie, and water, and the money raised will go to 2 foundations dedicated to helping burn survivors and their families. It's from 11 a.m. until 2 p.m. tomorrow. That is at Compassion Corner, right outside our studios here in downtown Bakersfield. And you'll be out there.
I'll be out there bright and early tomorrow morning, battling the cold as they get kind of set up, and then we'll be looking for a great afternoon for a barbecue.
Yeah, we'll be out there doing 17 News at noon and out there tomorrow. See you back tonight at 5.
17 News, your local news leader, continues 24 hours a day on KGET.com and our 17 News app. In the spirit of the Golden Empire, 17 News.